Last week, we took the bold step of telling you, dear viewers, that you could ask us anything in the comments, anything at all, and the top 5 questions would get answers. And here we are. Now, here's the thing. We'll try this again next week, too. If you've got another question, anything at all, preferably about EVs, pop it down there, and we'll see what happens. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. So Mark is joining me. Now, we did say, hey, guys, you can ask anything at all.
Actually, you said that. I didn't say anything.
That's true. You were not part of the decision process. But very few questions were asked. I had to scroll through more than 5 comments to find 5 questions. Now we're going to answer these sincerely. And we'll probably do this like this. The new mail truck may be electric, but OMG, is it ugly? However, if it helps the USPS save money and the mail workers like it, then why not? So the question is, then why not? Because, I don't think that was meant as a question, but it was the top-rated one with a question mark. Mark. So why not?
Why not? Well, because the mail truck has to be reliable. Why not means that would be the reason for you not to have it. And we don't know, is this going to be a reliable truck? Because of course, this is a new truck. It's a new platform. It's being built by a non-EV company that is trying to make an EV to comply with a government bidded job. I've seen disasters like this before. I'm hoping it's not. Because the last thing we want to have is a disaster with an EV at the head of the story. So I am hoping this will be a why not situation, that it just works really well. But I guess we're all going to see real shortly how this works out.
So part of the problem with it is that Oshkosh truck is being built on a mixed platform. It can be gas or it can be electric. That ends up being less flexible. Hopefully it is built like a tank, and because it is built by a military contractor.
Yep.
So hopefully that does it. I would say one reason why not is they're $60,000 a piece. And at low volume, that's a fantastic price, but at higher volume, I'm not as convinced. And I don't know if that's what the actual EV part costs or if that's just the blended cost. Yeah, it should be interesting to see. The next question is, what about fuel tanker fires? Don't know the stats on those fires. I do know that a recent one brought down an entire extremely busy highway overpass. They could not extinguish it and had to let it burn out. I think it's going to be months and months to rebuild all that melted steel and asphalt. Should they ban fuel tankers or train all the country's fire departments for these incidents? So yeah, what about gas tanker fires?
Yeah, we had one of those up here on the 401 recently. Not recently, 20 years ago. We had a propane tanker drive underneath a brand new highway interchange, catch on fire, explode, and burn the concrete bridge to the ground because they couldn't put it out. And they had to let it burn out. Now, that's 20 plus years ago. We haven't had one of those since. So it's a question of how often do these things happen. I think maybe you've got some stats possibly
maybe
of
I
that.
Maybe
but that is something that is extremely rare. But you're right. Fire departments should be trained on all things. But of course, they can't spend the majority of their time training for something that happens once every 2 decades. They have to put the resources to what makes most sense to save most lives.
Yes. So I was struggling. I did not find the number of gas tankers that catch fire. It does appear to be quite rare. The list that I found excluded ones that I had seen myself. So in the news, not in person. But in terms of just semi-fires, there's 7,000 a year. Now, I don't know how many of those are hauling gas, but some. So it does happen. My concern is, pipelines are very safe. Railways very safe. But I haven't seen big electricity spills destroying habitats. So if you have a solar spill all over the highway, It's just called a sunny afternoon.
Called a sunny day. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't get many of those in the north here, in the Northwest. So when I see it, I'm going to be honest, I freak out. I lose it. I don't know what's going on. And I assume it's witchcraft.
Wow.
So, and because I am, my heritage, I'm a vampire, I burn instantly. Our people do not get into the sun. So that's how
try to stay in the shade. That's Brian. Yep.
It's required. I am a day walker. I can be out during daylight hours. I just can't be in direct sunlight. So fortunately, that's a gene I have inherited and passed on. So good work. Could we see a transit-like van from Tesla? Serves as a work vehicle and a platform for multi-person robo-van. Along the lines of a canoe or a bigger Zoox in shape. Would this share parts of a Cybertruck platform? Or since a robo-van would be high volume, just have its own platform? What do you think? Robo-van? Tesla van?
Could we? Absolutely, we could. Will we? Not sure. It's
kind of a different...
Those are two different questions. Could we? Yes, it could happen. Will we actually see it happen in our lifetimes? Possibly.
Possibly.
It's open.
Tesla van teased during Investor Day presentation. The long-rumored electric van could be just around the corner, with the car maker teasing a long-roof vehicle during a presentation. Do you know what this article is talking about?
A long-roof article.
This right here.
Okay.
And now, I'll be honest, the best van is no van. I assume this was a ghost, because this is how they dress.
And you being a vampire, you know about the paranormal things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just call them normal. It's like when it's like when you're asking me about the Mexican food in Monterey. Yeah, it's everywhere. They got loads of it. They just call it food. But it's great. So is it possible? Yes. Would it look like this? I mean, no, probably, but that doesn't make the picture any less cool. I love that they slapped their logo on something that's AI generated and you cannot copyright, but okay, that's fine. Doesn't bother me. I would like to see this. I've been clear about that. I think it's perfect for the Boring Company to have something of larger form factor that's also easy to get in and out of and quick to get in and out of. The little 2-seat scissor door jobby, I don't think that's going to be very good for anyone over the age of like 30 to be lumbering in and out of.
Yeah, and of course, having that extra space for some cargo. If you're actually coming from the airport, once the extension gets built, you're going to need something a little bit like this, or maybe a Cybertruck. But we'll have to see what works best.
We'll have to see. Guys, if you don't like these questions, there's a solution. Ask better ones in the comments below. We will do this one more time for sure, and if you like it, we'll keep doing it. But there can be good questions. I'm not sure if these count. Some of them do more than others. The front end of that looks like it's from a sedan. Is this built on a carryover platform?
Yes.
You think so?
I think there's something else that this is built from. This is, like you said, a military contractor. They have other contracts. And I bet you in their repertoire, there's another vehicle that has something similar to this.
So I would say it does have the nose of, I wouldn't say a sedan, but more of a small SUV. But it's its own thing in that it, while under the skin, it's a railed frame. It's a solid frame with things attached, like a truck. So you could say that it shares a platform with other trucks made by Oshkosh, but it's not like they just lopped off the back end of a sedan. And we know that because if I thought I'd seen the inside of the factory. I tried to find it again and could not find it. But you'll see like this. This is what it looks like from the side. What a beaut.
That is the ugliest looking thing. It's not going to win a beauty contest. That is for sure.
No. Well, it's just an ugly duckling. This is not a goose, my friend. This is... It might be a bat. It might be like a really hideous bat. And as you know, bats don't so much fly as they punch the air into submission.
And with a windshield of that size, it's going to have to do that.
Yeah. I like that they photographed it on the highway, which is not what it's designed for. Clearly. Oh, could you imagine trying to race this? How unstable it would get over
Oh my
90?
goodness.
Lordy.
And then load it up with 5 tons of mail in the back. Look out.
Well, the reason they had to get bigger is because so much of what the Postal Service does now is packages instead of letters.
True.
So that's what that looks like. Not a bad question. Now, here's one. I don't know if you know this one. Give it a shot. Why doesn't USPS just buy the Rivian delivery truck?
Because, of course, the Rivian delivery truck is under certain contracts for sale. They're not just, they have to have a certain amount. There's going to be negotiation. Rivian has talked about how they're going to expand their markets and sell it to others. But to this point, Brian, I don't think another group has actually bought the truck and put it to work outside of Amazon.
Oh, Rivian?
Yeah.
They are no longer exclusive. It's unclear if they were ever actually required to be exclusive, or if they just didn't accept orders. No, the answer is there were 3 companies bidding for the contract, and Rivian wasn't one of them. This contract is so old. They haven't delivered a single one, but they originally had given the contract to Workhorse, and then Oshkosh sued because you guys put your thumb on the scale. Workhorse doesn't make anything. They shouldn't have even been considered, and they're more expensive. I think, I don't remember for sure now. And so the contract was given to Oshkosh, and wouldn't you give it to both of them and say, in round 1, here's your targets, and whoever does the best gets round 2.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. You're selecting a group to provide a service. If they can provide the service, if your regulators believe they can provide the service, then why not let them play in the game?
Yeah. In February, the Postal Service gave up to 6 Billy Big Boys for 165,000 mail trucks. It's about 60 grand. So that's pretty exciting. Workhorse, formerly known as Amp Electric. Oh, here it says it was one of only 2 contractors bidding for it. Against Carsan. Oh, so that's
the other
3.
was Carsan.
Oh, yeah. And I got you. And the third being Oshkosh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why. That's why Rivian didn't get the contract, because Rivian didn't bid. Now, we do have a bonus question coming up, but first I will mention support the mission. Patreon, YouTube as a channel member, X as a subscriber, or use my referral link to get $1,000 off for a limited time only. Get some whilst they hot. That's how I'm able to go out and do such fun stuff and meet all kinds of cool people and do all kinds of crazy things. You ready for the bonus question?
Here we go.
This one came in at number 6, and I was like, oh, that's included. Do you guys have the same minimalist interior designer?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just yep.
That's just a yes.
Oh, I'm working on making it better, but
I'm not even trying.
No. You know what you should do is move. You should just sell the whole house.
Just say goodbye. Yep.
Do you know where your studio will be when you move?
I do not.
Okay.
So it's going to be fun.
That'll be exciting. Where I suggest is at the dining room table while your wife's trying to eat.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be married long after that.
No, I mean, well, it is after bedtime where you live when we record these. So do it, just like I'm going to take over the closet and I'll make that my micro studio.
Oh,
and just be loud.
Exactly.
While she's trying to sleep. That'd be hilarious to me, not to you so much.
Not so much.
So that's fantastic, guys. You know what to do. You got to leave those comments. You got to leave those questions. You got to head on over to the Tesla Life Show, see what they're up to. I was a special guest this week when Patrick could not make it. And I said, I'm too busy. And then I tuned in just to watch and saw only 2 of them
got roped in.
The bat signal had been lit. And you know what that means? I'm Batman. So it's a great show. It's a lot of fun. And I got to crack them up as I do. So in the comments, what are your questions for next week? Should we even do this again? Everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots. Oh, not that flippity flop.